Sido,
Yes.
you'll have seen the reports today.
Mm-hmm.
Is it true that he was found guilty by the FA of taking recreational drugs and had a 3-month ban?
We're aware of it, clearly. There was an FA disciplinary matter, and Sido had a suspension. I think it was an 8-week suspension, if I'm correct. I don't think it was 3 months. But yeah, we were aware of it. And that's about it, really. In terms of more detail, I can't give you a great deal. You'd probably have to refer back to his previous club, West Brom, because clearly they were aware of it. But any more detail than I've given you, we're not in that position to give you that. So you're better off asking West Brom, maybe.
It clearly didn't affect your interest in him or your decision to buy him.
No, we were aware of it. As with all players, you do your due diligence. So we were aware of it. Didn't change our thinking in terms of what we wanted to do. Thankfully, we've got him in the building now. We're pleased with what he's producing. He's looking forward to the game tomorrow as well. So that's the top and bottom of it, really.
It was clearly happening at a time when it was a difficult time in his personal life and his professional life. Are you convinced that he's now over that? Have you seen a different attitude to him, a positive attitude?
Well, he's had. We're talking about an 8-week period. He's had issues at his previous club for maybe 18 months. So maybe this is part of it. But no, we're clear. Like I said, it was a matter that's been dealt with. We move on. Sido's looking to move on. He's come to a new club with new ambitions, and he's really excited by what's ahead of him. And I don't think it serves any purpose to look back. You've got to look forward in your life and get on with it.
The fixture list is always quite fickle, and the very next game is at the Hawthorns. Will you play him, or will you keep him out?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's in line to be involved. He came on to good effect the other night, 25 minutes or so, and there's no reason why he can't be involved in the game. That's my intention anyway. I think he's itching to play a part. Clearly, the circumstances of the game, how it pans out, will dictate whether or not he gets on. But he's very much in my thoughts for the game tomorrow.
Will you have a word with him about the hostile reception he's likely to get?
Not really. I mean, he's an opposition player. Most opposition players get a little bit of stick when they go back to the club.
Different.
Yeah, maybe understating it, but I think Sido's of the view that maybe at times the sport that he had, he's probably used to it at West Brom, to be perfectly honest. So he's not going to be facing anything he hasn't experienced before.
He's a young English striker with immense ability who's had a troubled time of it. Do you think if you get him to meet his potential and get his head right, it could be one of the bargains of the Premier League?
Well, we're bringing, or have brought, a player of great ability, who's a good age, who hasn't reached his peak for whatever reason. More to do with the experiences that he's had in terms of his football and the time he's been a professional footballer. So he's still got a lot of development to come. We're going to benefit from that. We feel that what we can offer him here in terms of the platform and the environment, we feel that will be good for him. And we're sure that he's going to prosper. And that was a lot of the motivation behind pursuing Sido for so long and trying to get him to our club. So nothing's changed my thinking in that. The next 3 or 4 years are going to be very important for him and for us. But we're all excited by the prospect of it. We feel we're going to a very, very good football player who's got a point to prove and wants to progress his career again.
Can we move on from Sido?
I was about.
Oh, thank you.
Peter Crouch.
Yes.
100 goals, does the robot. It's a special moment, wasn't it? What did you make of that?
It was great. It was great. I think everybody here who was present obviously enjoyed the moment. Everybody's waiting for him to do his moves, and he obliged everybody. So it was a great moment. The goal was actually a great goal. It was a goal scorer's goal, and I thought on the night, as in recent weeks, I thought he was excellent once again. So, as I've tried to emphasise for quite some time, that his attributes and his qualities aren't waning in any way, shape or form. He's still very effective at this level, and I'm really pleased for him that he's got this target, because he was playing on his mind somewhat, I think, and it's good that it's out of the way, and he can enjoy just concentrating on playing well for the team, which he undoubtedly is at the moment.
Do you think he deserved more England caps than he got? His actual goal scoring record for England is extraordinary, and alright, he's at a stage in his career now where he's unlikely to get any more England caps, but can he look back and think, I was a bit hard done by there?
Quite possibly. You're right in saying, I don't know the exact figures, but it was always the perception that Crouchy's England record was outstanding, and obviously different England managers come and go, and they have different ideas, and players change clubs, and whether or not clubs are fashionable, and whether or not the majority of the players picked from clubs at the top end of the pitch. A lot of factors come to bear in terms of player selection, but the key, and the one thing that needs to be remembered really in terms of Crouchy, is that whenever he played for England, invariably he had an impact and scored goals. So his England career in terms of goals to games percentage, I would imagine, is right at the top.
I want to talk to you about your form. 2 wins, 2 draws in the new year in the Premier League, 9th in the table again. You've talked a lot about the different leagues within the league, the Premier League. You're 9th now. It's a 4-point gap to West Bromwich Albion, then another 4-point gap to Everton in 7th. Do you look at that and do you think, okay, we've got to win our mini-league, and you're pretty much doing that at the moment?
Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to do. The top 6 are difficult to catch. Could be done, but clubs below 6th position are going to have to go on huge runs. But realistically, can we get 7th or 8th? Yes, I think we can. And given that we've never been better than 9th in the Premier League since the club's come into the Premier League, then that's something that we can obviously strive to do, because we're always trying to push our ambition and try and do things that this club hasn't done at Premier League level before. So it's still there for us. We're on a decent enough run. I think we've lost something like 4 games in 17, 18 games. 3 of those games were Chelsea, Liverpool and Arsenal away, so we're not doing bad. Maybe as a consequence of our slow starts, there's a perception that we're not quite doing as well as maybe people should think, but I would say refer to the recent form, recent results and our position in the table, and maybe we're doing okay.
Your record against West Brom's been rubbish though, hasn't it, let's be honest?
It's not been great, no.
Lost 3 and drawn 1 of the last 4. Is it?
It helps if you keep people on the pitch, mind.
Well,
so,
yeah, it does.
or allowed to keep them on the pitch.
Yeah. That aside, do you think, is there such thing as a bogey team?
Oh yeah. There's examples of that. Yeah, I think every club has a bogey team. I'm not sure West Brom are ours. It might be mine, but I don't think it's ours. I think our record against West Brom, for the most part, has been okay. But yeah, clearly it seems that we have a difficulty getting maximum points against them. But like I said, sometimes circumstances play a part, and we found it at times a little bit frustrating when we've had decisions in terms of players getting sent off, which we felt were hard done by, and we've had a couple of those occasions, and it's difficult to get positive results when you haven't got the full complement on the pitch. So clearly we want to keep as many of our players on the pitch as we can. That's our intention, and if we do that, then we'll have a good opportunity to win the game, given our form at the moment. Saying that, West Brom are playing well at the moment as well, and in decent form themselves. So like our game against Everton the other night, it'll be closely contested, and there won't be much in it, I'm sure.
Thank you. Team news? Anybody struggling that we don't know about?
No, we're still missing the ones that are long-term injuries. We didn't have Shaqiri and Glenn Johnson the other night. Shaq is still unavailable. Glenn Johnson will check today, but the feeling is that you'll probably miss out this game. Hopefully both of them will be available for next week's game.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, mate.
How's John and Jeff getting on?
Yeah, fine. Progressing well. We're more hopeful for Jeff. I think he's had a little bit more progress, which is what we're hoping for. So he's got a couple more things that he's having done, which will push his recovery on a little bit more quickly. Once he's gone through that, then with a bit of luck, he'll be available in the next few weeks. But not quite with the group yet training, but we're hopeful that's going to be addressed in the next couple of weeks. John's just progressing well. He's very happy with the knee after the operation, and he's on track, and the timetable for him is being followed, and he's not behind.
You talked about obviously keeping full complement on the pitch, but are you going to talk to the players? Maybe will there be an extra emphasis on keeping control in this game and keeping calm and under the circumstances?
Yeah, I don't think we view this any differently, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's a Premier League game. It's high profile as a consequence of that. But I think there's a real desire from our guys to continue in the form that we're in at the moment, and it will be difficult. West Brom at home, their home form's very good, so it won't be easy. But I sense we're going there in good heart, good confidence, and we'll look to get a positive result and see if we can do that. I don't think there's any more focus. I might be naive in thinking that, but we'll just approach it like we normally do away games.
Were you pleased with the amount of chances created against Everton? Because there were opportunities to maybe put the game to bed, and obviously.
Yeah. That was the negative from our point of view. That and the referee decision for the goal, which I still dispute, but hey ho. I thought in the first half certainly we created probably 3 to 4 clear-cut chances that on another day may well have gone in. On the night, I think those clear-cut chances were more than Everton produced. So clearly, I think if we'd got to a point where we were 2-0, 3-0 to good, clearly we would have won the game. As it was, the equaliser for Everton obviously give them a lift, and it's more even in the second half. They had a good chance at the end, but we had further chances as well. So all in all, good performance, which I'm pleased with, and like you said and highlighted, chances being created, which is important for us.
Rob briefly touched on Peter and them scoring his record, but how important has it been able to rely on him and him getting goals in important matches and getting goals that you need when maybe there hasn't been anybody else?
Well, yeah, we've during the period when Pete got back in fairness to Pete, he was pushing for a start before the guys went away to the African nations, and obviously we lost John Walters as well during that period. Been able to obviously rely to a certain extent on Peter and how well he's played, and thankfully we've been able to bring Saido in, and the guys from African nations are coming back now, so we're in better shape and we're stronger clearly, but Pete's playing well at the moment. He's keeping his place on merit, and there's no reason to think he won't do it for a number of weeks.
Have you seen like a renewed, a kind of revitalised Peter in the last few weeks? I mean, obviously
he's enjoying playing again. Clearly, I think he was a little bit frustrated that he was only just getting little bits and pieces of games and latter stages of games where sometimes it's difficult to come on and have an impact. But because of the player crouch he is, more often not, he was a great option off the bench, because he gives us something different, and that always causes opposition teams a problem when you bring on a different kind of problem for them to solve late on in games. So he was still very effective in that role. But clearly, as all players want, they want starts, they want to feel that they're having good opportunities, and thankfully we've been able to give them to Peter at the moment.
Is he proving that goals, that striker's instinct is still there wherever you are in your career? If you get the opportunities, a bit like Jermaine Defoe, that you can still, provide goals for the team?
Yeah, the way Pete plays, his game isn't based on great pace, and that's always what you're judged on as you get into your latter stages of your career. So that's not going to be highlighted or or marked down in terms of Crouchy. It's not going to diminish. He admits himself he's never been that quick, so you won't see any marked difference, I don't think. So in terms of what he does now and in the future, it's very, very similar to what he's done the last 5-6 years of his career. So we're pleased. He's a fit guy, looks after himself, and is always ready to go. And that's training or in games. He prepares correctly, and he's ready to get on the pitch and make an impact for the team, and we're benefiting from that.
Duke, will we see him? Will he be in the squad?
Mam's in the squad. He came back Wednesday morning, so yeah, he's available.
Great,
Okay.
thanks, folks.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
Okay, mate.